squash is in my veins, in my blood, and I think I still have a lot to do, to give to the sport. And as I said before, I have reached, or I have accomplished all the best things in my career after my 30s. Yeah, this year has been in particular, very strange for all of them, and for me. But in some ways, it was very helpful for me, because I was coming from a little injury last year, and I had to really stop. The doctor said that I had to stop if I wanted to keep playing, and I had this pain in my knee. So fortunately, we have the quarantine, and I have to stop playing for more than 5 months, because the rehab of that injury was a bit complicated. So I played 2 tournaments. I played Detroit and Chicago at my 50%, and I was in pain. But yeah, I think it was very helpful that time for me. Time to do different stuff at home. I was doing the same thing, like physical stuff, like but basic. Like I was not even able to do bike. So I was doing different stuff at home. I was again painting. I like to draw mandalas. I was spending time with my dog, with Macan. I think he was a great company for me. I was doing a lot of workout, but in my balcony with my mom's tools, because she's a personal trainer, so she has all the bands, the Bosu, the ladder, many things. And yeah, I think in overall for me, it's been very positive, because I came from nowhere, from a totally rehab injury, and I could compete. I played, my first tournament was at the Pyramids. It wasn't easy, I think, for all of us, and especially for me, because I didn't have any competition. Because one thing is train back at home, do solo, or do conditional games with your friends, with your partners. But the other thing is, to be on court, with pressure, with the audience, and to expecting good results. And so it's a different phase. So where I beat Lucas Oem, I play a really good match with Gregory Gaultier, and I wanted to keep improving, to keep doing and playing some like matches. That's why I stay in Egypt for these 3 weeks after the Pyramids, and I played Qatar. I went back home for a month, and I started putting more work into my body with my physical coach. And yeah, I'm finishing this year, I would say, very happy, satisfied, very pleasant, because I'm doing quarterfinals in a big tournament. I never pay attention to my age. And as I said before, I have reached, or I have accomplished all the best things in my career after my 30s. So I think age is just a number, and it's just in your head. I know that the quality and the quantity of training has to change. It has to be different when I was 20 than when I'm 34, 33. But I haven't reached that moment of my life where maybe I'm fed up with the squash. I've never think that before in my life, or saying, oh, I'm tired, I want to rest, maybe, I don't know, 3-4 months. No, so it's squash is in my veins, in my blood. And since I was 3 years old, I picked up a racket because my dad taught me how to play squash. And even with the quarantine, when I was allowed to play in my condominium, because I have a squash court there, because they were restricted, so they closed the squash court. And then after 3 months, I went downstairs, and I was so happy. I felt I was 10 years old again, and I did solo for 1 hour and a half. And then the next day, my shoulder was sore, So that shows me that I'm still, alive and with passion about the sport. And yeah, I know that the time that I will take the decision to retire will be very tough for me, but I'm not thinking about it. I think I still have a lot to do, to give to the sport. Even if I retire from the PSR World Tour, I'm sure I'll be part of the Colombian team. I want to keep playing the Pan American Games, Central American Games, Bolivarian Games. We have a lot of games every year. And yeah, so yeah, I'm turning 35 in a couple of days, and next year is a new year. I like to, to change the way I play, I want to change my training. I don't like to be the same person every year, so I try to mix, to learn from different people, because I think as a player we are always moving, or as a person we're changing every day. I see myself playing in different tournaments a couple of weeks ago or years, and I always want to be perfect, and to be better. So maybe in 6 months from now on, I can feel better than right now, or yeah, I don't know. I would take another decision, but no. In terms of retirement, I think maybe 3-4 years. I don't know. I just like to think about the present. I'm not like to think about the future too much, and to feel that adrenaline, to feel those butterflies in your stomach before jumping on court. I think that shows you that you still love your sport, love what you do, and being an idol in Latin America, or for the kids, or even the kids in Egypt, that they text me and they say good luck. So for me, it's kind of motivation, and it's very grateful, to have a lot of fans around the world, and that's what motivates me every day.